Stream. Okay. I think we're live. I think this is the real thing this time. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yep, that's us. We're live. All right, what's up? Hey, it's your boy, Dan. How you guys doing? Uh it's Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. I'm here with my you can't see, but there's a dog in this chair right here. This is my boy Churro. Um I think the last time I podcasted, that same day, right? What was that? Wednesday or something? Tuesday maybe? I don't know. I was sick. I was under the weather. Regardless, the job don't stop, right? So what happened was I got a call from the folks at Home First, who are folks who work with the people in the houseless community out here. And they contact me a lot about dogs that are in need of help. They called me about this beautiful red heeler mix that was running around the Social Security office on the east side for like a week, just living out there, living outdoors, people. So I went out there. I quickly made contact with the dog. Uh, you might have seen it if you follow us on Instagram or even Twitter, because I posted some of it on X, I guess. I'm gonna have to start calling it X. We can't just keep calling it Twitter forever, right? But otherwise I just call it MySpace. Am I right? Am I right? Hey Ben, happy Friday. Good to see you. Yep, Churro's here. He's right there. Say hi, Churro. Hi, baby. Oh, fucking love this dog, man. So I got a call about this dog. I went over there, made contact with the dog. I walked the dog around the neighborhood a bit. Let me just post that we're live. We live. Blank link. Come kick it. So I go down there, I make contact with the dog. I walk the dog around because there's a bunch of people that live in RVs around the social security office. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't taking anybody's dog, man. Some people just don't keep their dogs on leashes. Some people just let their dogs out to go to the bathroom. So I walked the dog around, and in the process of walking the dog around, I came into contact with like 3 or 4 different people that were like, yeah, I've seen that dog. He's been out here for the last 3 days, 4 days, a week or so. It became clear to me that he was probably dumped. No identifying tags. Someone, if he had a collar, they took it off him. No microchip. So I took the guy down to the shelter, registered myself as a foster for him, schedule an appointment to have him fixed on Monday, and then after that, he's my dog, and we're gonna find him a amazing home because he's fucking awesome, man. These street dogs, they're so cool. Like they just naturally are good dogs. You know, it's a trial by fire for a lot of these dogs. I feel like they go out there and they they have to learn to, cars in the road. They have to be socialized with other dogs because they're interacting with other dogs from when they're puppies. And if they don't do it the right way, they're going to get chewed up. The ones that survive the elements and the harsh life that exists for these dogs that live on the street end up being the best as far as temperament is concerned and just really well behaved. And his recall is amazing. We go to the dog park and I'm like, hey, let's go, Churro. And he comes right to me because he's like, yo, that guy got me out of the rain and into a heated blanket situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're tight. That's my boy. That's my dog. I wish I can keep him. I wish I can keep all these fuckers, but I have too many dogs. So we'll get them adopted into a loving home and extend our rescue family, because the people who adopt dogs from me, they aren't just like, you don't just adopt a dog and then it's like, peace, I'll never see you again. You're a part of my rescue family now. You got one of my boys. You got one of my gals. You got one of my kids, essentially. I'm allowing you to care for them because they were mine first. And that means I trust you. And that means that I care about you. And that means that I will be there for you because you're a part of my family now. So, I'm still helping out with medical for dogs that I adopted out 3 years ago. You know what I mean? if that's what it takes. Ideally, we're putting these dogs in situations where the owners can take care of them, but sometimes it's $10,000 surgery, and who can handle that? Nobody can handle that, except for a rescue community. We can all pull together, $1 here, $5 there, and we can get a dog the surgery it needs to save its life. So, yeah, somebody's going to be a part of my rescue family on the back of adopting Churro, aka Bagel, aka Churrito, and you should be so fucking lucky. You should be so lucky. All right, my guys. Yeah, man, you're right. You're right. Liam, we're not far off. We're like 2.5, 3 years away from a ranch, a big piece of land in San Benito County. I know where I want to be. I know exactly where I want to be. San Juan Bautista, Hollister, Watsonville, Castroville, Prunedale. I don't care. Any of those places. I love it out there. I love the weather out there. And it just feels like a good place to be. So I want to be out there, and a lot easier to get a kennel license out there than it is in Morgan Hill or Gilroy, which is a little closer as far as like places where I would be able to purchase land. And I don't know. I like it out there a lot. Cody lives out there, so we'll be closer to my guy, and we'll get some more music done too. So that's dope. But yeah, well, Powers, you know who to holler at. Shit, we'll make a trip all the way up to fucking Oregon to bring you a dog. I don't give a fuck. Because you are the shit, and Penny is the shit, your dog. So, I'd be happy to do that. Or at the very least, connect you with a rescue in your area that will get you a dog that's awesome. So, oh my guy, my motherfucking guy, Cemetery Chips, is in this bitch. It's embarrassing. He's my favorite musician on the planet. I just be singing my man's songs all the time, and I'm truly amazed that the rest of the world hasn't woken up to the fact that you're a musical genius. But I get it's probably good for you, because you would have to just carry a stick around to beat the bitches off all the time, and you don't want to have to do that. You'd be like Michael Jackson when he went to Europe in like the 90s and fucking just little blonde girls just crying their fucking eyes out at seeing you, just at gazing at you. Yeah, you don't need that, dude. You don't need that in your life. Prune-Tucky, bro. See, that's what Cody was like. Yeah, Prunedale sucks because it's a bunch of fucking rednecks out there. You're not wrong at all. I'm actually out there a lot. We get dogs fixed at the Snip bus, which parks behind the CVS in Prunedale. And yes, it is a lot of the Trump bumper stickers. And you could tell that whereas in like Castroville and Watsonville, there's like large Hispanic communities because it's a farming town for the most part. Like Prunedale is like, fucking get off my land type of place. But that's fine, bro. I'll bring the hood to Prunedale. They'll fucking hate me out there when I'm just slapping thought twat fucking rolling down the back roads when they hear fucking money to fold and money my hoes just blaring out of the fucking Adopt My Block van. They will be so mad that I have infiltrated Prune-Tucky. But I'm going, dude. I don't give a fuck. They can't stop me. Hell yeah. The paranoia's in this bitch. Still would love to get a show going with my guys this year. Even though we're kind of like, we got to figure it out, the DDA thing. We're ghosts. I mean, they're ghosts. I don't know who that is. And if they perform live, they're going to have to figure out a way to retain some of that anonymity in a live performance. But I swear, Iron Maiden live, fucking mosh pit. Like the only time Iron Maiden ever went down live, mosh pit. But now, bro, catch us out there at a big show and we'll fucking flip that place upside. They will flip that place upside down. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. So farmland, ranch, whatever, same shit. Barn with a mini ramp in it, Liam. That's all you got to know. Barn with a mini ramp. That's what we're doing. So yeah, a lot of the homies here on a Friday. That's nice. It's good to see y'all. It's been a great fucking week, man. I really feel like we got some dogs adopted this week. We got some dogs fixed this week. Um, Connecting with my folks in the houseless community and getting them a bunch of warm weather stuff. Right before it's about to get fucking really rainy. Pick this dude up. Like the day I picked him up, it just starts pouring rain. Like everything's happening. Everything's happening the way it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So, and I feel really good like about it. Uh, Still no smoking, no weed, no tobacco. Uh, Gummies here and there. I ran out. I didn't go get more. I had some dreams. I didn't like them. Didn't like any of them. Just dreaming about people I used to hang out with in scenarios that wouldn't happen. I think Billie Eilish was in there at some point. And I feel bad for celebrities that just have to get degraded in our dreams. That's not fair. Just because you're famous, you got your tits out in my dream. That's not fair. That's not fair to you as a person. It's not fair to me. It's society's fault, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, same shit. Um I enjoyed the time that I've spent in Boise. Just for the record, I like Boise. It was a fun town to be in, and a place that I have visited and performed as Dirtbag Dan, which will never happen again. Never doing another Dirtbag Dan show. I actually got hit up by somebody. Oh, that's another thing, man. So I went to go meet up with our executive director and drop off lady, the doodle, who got returned because she's got piss problems. It's just not a confident dog. So she needs to go to boot camp and she needs to learn confidence. So I dropped lady off and I realized I'm on the south side and I was like, oh yeah, there's a fuck. I remember back in the day we used to skate at the light rail station, under the light rail station, Snell light rail station specifically in South San Jose. So I drove over there and I pull under the bridge or under the overpass 85, where 85 goes over Snell and under Snell, I should say. And man, the curbs are fucking butter slanted. You could fucking just blunt slide right on up those bitches for Slappy Hour. They dug out the dirt on both sides so you could fully board slide. Every fucking curb in that parking lot is butter. Manual pads, fucking Wally blocks, just heaven for a guy like me. It's so funny because I said as a kid, we used to skate those curbs reluctantly and wish that we could just get to a skate park. And now I'm driving by 4 skate parks to get to those curbs to skate. It's wild how the world turns. But I went there and I skated for like an hour or two by myself. Just like, I can't remember the last time I was smiling that hard. Like just fucking ear to ear. Just, oh man, fucking so fun. So that's my new spot. Liam, you come to town, that's where we're going. I'm going to be going there at least a couple times a week. And just, I'm really leaning into being an old man that skateboards. A guy in his 40s that still rides a skateboard. And that means a lot of slappy grinds. That's what that means. I used to have a good amount of slappies on lock. I still, right off the bat, I could still hit the hurricane like it's nothing. Still frontside 5-0 tail slide slappy. I could still tic-tac nose grind, nose slide slappy. 50-50 board slide. Psh, we got all that shit. I want to do the half cab backside 5-0 backside tail slide situation on there, and I want to get the blunt slide 5-0 situation going on there. So blunt slides in general would be tight. So that's what we're working on. Old man stuff, slappy stuff, which is honestly way more frightening to do than like skating a half pipe even, because like there's a way to fall in transition, and when you fall skating flat ground, your body flaps onto the fucking ground. So it's just what it is. But I fell once and I was like, yeah, felt good. Yes. Slappy hour indeed. I actually went to Circle A and I was showing these fools the board I set up, but Vinny Pontier gave me a board, and I fucking set it up, and I love the fucking shape of this thing. Big old nose, real flat. Fuck, man. Good shit. So back on my bullshit, skateboarding again. Found a spot that I love. I can't remember what I was saying. I was gonna say something before that, and I got way off track, but whatever. What's up? Holler. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I just feel bad for any celebrity that has to end up naked in my dreams just because I know who you are. It's unfair. It's unfair. Like I said, it's unfair to you. It's unfair to me. It's just not cool. So, yeah. Well, hell yeah, Scotty. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing real fucking good. Oh, you know what I was saying? I was saying, I really feel like we've made an impact on this community over the last few years to where like I can walk into the shelter with my head held high and people are like, "Hey, it's Dan. He's going to get a fucking dog out of here." You know what I mean? And like uh it's good. It's good to know that like our reputation for uh being there for dogs and people in this community is grown to the extent that like the other people who I greatly respect that do this work recognize what we do. I mean, and it's not about recognition, but it is fucking nice. You know what I mean? It's nice to feel like you're doing a good job. So that's good. Uh, yeah, man. Um, I feel like, if I could get back out there and skate more often, I might, I don't think I can shed any more pounds, but maybe I could fucking put on some muscle. I certainly ain't gonna be going to the gym and lifting weights because I feel like that's a fucking stupid thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Ben, what are you talking about? You want to get one of those one-wheeled electric vehicles? Like, what are you talking about? Like the fucking the thing where it's like the two things with the wheel in the middle, and you're just fucking. I tried to ride one of those. One of the vaped guys had one back in the day and brought it to the studio. And bro, I'm not inclined to that shit at all. It's weird how. Oh, you know what? You remember like the fucking scooters that used to catch on fire when people would plug them into the USB ports or whatever? I could never ride those things, which seems crazy, right? You're like, oh, you could ride a skateboard. Why wouldn't you be able to fucking just like lean forward or backwards? No, dude, it just feels unnatural because the way you would lean, because I'm used to standing, you know, whatever, sideways, not forward, and then like leaning forward. That doesn't feel right to me. It feels better to be like sideways and then like turning like that. I don't know. Does that make sense? I took snowboarding was never like hard for me. I took to it real fast because of the fact that like I understood that kind of stance on a skateboard, but also like was never good at snowboarding because I wasn't a rich kid. And that is a fucking rich person's sport. You got to have money to be a snowboarder. And I never had enough of it, you know? Dang. No, you know what? I don't mean to hate on like gyms or like exercising. It's great. Getting exercise is great. It's good for your brain and your body. But um like going to a place to lift up heavy things with other people just seems like the dumbest shit in the world. And it seems like if like aliens were watching us and then like communicating with each other, they would be like, "Holy shit, do you see these guys go to this place and just pick up heavy things? Like why wouldn't they just build something and do something functional?" And then also like having big ass biceps is not conducive to like kicking ass at all. In fact, those dudes fucking muscles fill up with blood, swinging hella slow, and it's fucking, you know, that Anderson the Spider Silva body that's just cracking you. Speaking of, we got some UFC fights this weekend. Last weekend was the first weekend back in a while, but it was a fight night. This weekend we got a fucking pay-per-view. Sean Strickland versus DDP. Dricus Duplessis. Man, hard one to call because Dricus is kind of a freak in the way he fights. It's like unorthodox and shouldn't work, but does. Strickland is certainly like operating on a higher level than he ever has as far as like his fighting ability. Is he a fucking moron? Absolutely. One of the dumbest humans on the planet. with some of the most absurd and disturbing views, but like pretty consistent with someone who would be fighting in a cage, you know? And I find it hilarious when people are like, "Oh, we got to cancel Sean Strickland." Homie, John Jones crashed a car into a pregnant woman, broke her arm, ran back to fucking grab his cash and cocaine, didn't even check on the lady. And we didn't cancel him. We're not canceling Sean Strickland. In fact, we're not going to hold people who fight in cages to that standard. Like, admire them for the work that they do in the cage. Outside of the cage, understand that these are people that fight for money and they probably don't have the most sense. Is that accurate for everybody? Absolutely not. There are some majorly philosophical fighters. There are certainly people that do have really good opinions and that you would want to listen to. But, you know, as a whole, we're talking about a community of people who strip down, get in a cage, and fight for money. So not necessarily who you want to be taking life advice from. Does that make sense? DDP has power. Strickland is technical. And he is looking more jacked than ever. Is that a post-USADA thing? I don't know. I personally believe that as when you get that belt, it just puts an extra level of pressure on you, and you either rise to the occasion or not. I think that he is someone who gets really fucking nervous before fights, and it works to his advantage. Like, sometimes pressure makes diamonds, and sometimes, like, the way that that pressure manifests itself in public is like really like insecure, you know? But does that mean that you're not gonna go in there and fucking deliver? Not necessarily. It means that if you carry that insecurity into the ring, but if you let that insecurity drive you, then I think that you know it leads to success more often than not. And I would say that in the only way that I can compare it, where I love to compare battling to fighting, like it's at all in the same ballpark. It's not even fucking close. But I would carry a fair amount of fear into battles, as far as like, oh no, I don't want to fuck up. It's embarrassing. And sometimes like that kind of embarrassment is worse than an ass whooping. And then having like done so many battles and then finally like the one where I shit the bed, after that, if you notice, like I was dialed and perfect in every single performance that preceded that battle. Just because like once you feel that kind of shame and recognize where it comes from, you're not going to repeat those same mistakes unless, you know, you're a dummy. And I like to think that I'm not a dummy. So yeah, toss up for me. I do want to see a scrap, and I really I'm looking forward to the card. I really like Strickland's like fighting style. He's just like a full-blown in-your-face fighter, and so is DDP, to the point where he rushes and it looks like he should get fucked up, but he doesn't. So and he's just like, it's this weird like South African fighting style where I really feel like you're so far away from everybody else, like just developing your own thing, that when you bring it to the cage, a lot of people don't know what they're looking at in a lot of ways. Like the way he throws punches, the way he shoots for takedowns. It looks like he's making himself vulnerable, but in fact, like in practice, it's been successful more often than not. So it's hard to say that like that's not an effective fighting style when the guy is, you know, fighting for a belt and washed Robert Whitaker, dudes that we thought would walk through him, you know. So I'm interested. I'll tell you what I don't care about is like the out of ring antics. I don't care about him, you know, saying shit about Strickland's child being abused as a child, and I don't care about Strickland crying about that. I don't care about him being a hypocrite because he makes fun of female MMA fighters that die in car accidents because he thinks people are chasing clout, even though he's literally chasing clout in the process of doing it. Like, I don't care about none of that shit. I don't. I really don't. Again, John Jones just macked his car into a pregnant woman on all the cocaine, and we still consider him the greatest fighter ever. 'Tis what it is, baby. Judge them for what they do in the fucking ring, all right? You could judge me for what I do in what I do. You know, judge me for the shit I'm saying right here. And everything else, I don't care. You know what I mean? So, like, we're known for what we're known for. A lot of people will be like, that's weird that you went by Dirtbag Dan. And then, like, by all standards, considering my line of work these days, probably not what you would consider a dirtbag. But there are certainly, I have a lot of dirtbaggish qualities, and that's why that name came into play. So, yeah. Speaking of Tom Cruise's mom's shoes, holy shit, this fucking, again, I want to say Twitter, but I guess it's X. You win, Elon. This clip of this fucking, and it's funny because all Rap Takes posted this, and they're like, probably the most creative and original rapper in 2024. I've never heard anything like this. And dude is clearly being sarcastic. And I went back through like other tweets from that Twitter account. Fucking Twitter. Fuck you, Elon Musk. It's fucking Twitter. You're such a fucking idiot dickhead that you think you could just come in here and change the name of some shit that has become a part of like the cultural zeitgeist because you want to call it X, which is like the name of fucking 20 other companies. Elon Musk is a fucking idiot, dude. And please don't act like this guy's a genius because he absorbed geniuses to do his work. Talk to all the people whose fucking Teslas are frozen in a parking lot in Chicago about whether or not Elon Musk is a fucking genius. Jesus, I'm sorry, ranting. But clearly the all Rap Takes dude was being sarcastic because he has like, he's like, you know, he has like Makami and like MF Doom shit. Like he clearly has good taste in whoever runs this page clearly has good taste. But they posted this. I'm just gonna play a little bit of it here. Let's see. Everybody want more shit, lyrics and flow. Oh, no, hell no, don't talk about that. Don't talk about bars. You rapping too fast. I just hit him with the rhythm and slamming up on the what if fucking Big K said, every time a white rapper decides to rap really fast and says hit him with the rhythm, I question my journey on this planet. Yo, that's hella one of those things. Oh, look at he said, what are you doing? It's hella one of those things. If you ever hear a guy go, hit him with the rhythm, I hit him. I fucking hit him with the rhythm. I get him. Oh my God. You know it's going to be bad. Or anytime anybody starts to complain about mumbling, like as part of like, you know, rap about rap, you know it's about to get flippity fucking dippity in the worst way humanly possible. But the funny thing about that is this fucking clip has 10 million views now. It's fucking 10 million views. And I guarantee you that like 4 people are like, oh, tight. And the rest are just like, wow, this is the dumbest shit. I don't even know how anybody comes to the conclusion that they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to rap about how all these other rappers are lame and materialistic and they don't hit them with the rhythm. I get them. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up. Shut the fuck up with that. Stop it. Don't hit him with the rhythm. No. It's embarrassing. Really is. It's embarrassing for me to watch. It feels like, you ever watched like Jerry Springer as a kid and be so embarrassed for the people on the screen that you have to change the channel? You're like, I can't. I'm sorry. It was fun, but I'm just, it makes me feel I'm like bad for you in a way that isn't fun. You know, that's how that hits me. That's how hit him with the rhythm gets your boy. Also, 2 fucking topics are just being constantly lyrical machete. Yep. He did say he had a lyrical machete. 2 topics are being tossed around on Twitter. Constantly right now. Both of them very fucking irritating to me. The first one, Kratos versus Hulk. Shut the fuck up all you fucking teenagers, all you fucking 12-year-olds who want to tell me that Kratos is going to beat up Hulk. I'm sick of it. I don't want to have this conversation with you idiots. All right? No. Stop it. Hulk punched a fucking black hole right. You know what I'm saying? He fucking World Breaker Hulk, man. Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. I don't care about who fought Odin in your video game. No. Stop. It's a dumb conversation. And you know what the only stupider conversation is that's happening on Twitter right now? And you know exactly what the fuck I'm going to talk about. And I don't even know how we got here in 2024. Eminem in a rap battle. What are we do? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Would Eminem beat Rum Nitty in a rap battle? I have headphones on, or else I would have threw this fuck. If I didn't like the Sokoza hat so much, I would have threw it across the room. No, shut up. It's retarded. It's a dumb thing to say. It's stupid. You're having a stupid conversation right now. I don't want to justify this with an explanation. Stop doing it. Grow up. Get a better hobby. This isn't the way we're supposed to be operating in the year of our Lord 2024. All right? I'm sick of it. I don't want to talk about Eminem doing rap battles. Stupid. It's dumb. Okay, what do you guys think? Oh, yeah, it's pretty much what I thought you thought. Haven't listened to M once since the 90s. I mean, dude, I'm not even here to like argue the validity of him as an artist or like his career or anything like that. It's just like, why are we talking about this shit, dude? No. What are you basing it on? Fucking 8 Mile? Because that's not even how people battle anymore. And then there's like all the acapella clips of him where fucking just, you know, it's not my cup of tea. But ultimately, like, we're just talking about some dumb shit here. We really are. Because A, never gonna happen. B, like, the whole thing would be skewed wrong from the gate. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many people that are convinced that dude is the best rapper in the world without any kind of like logical basis for that like no one's getting a fair shake in a battle against him. Also, like, any real battle rapper is not going to be operating on the same tier as far as like their ability and like the topics and the wordplay and like the things that they're doing now. It's like we've just been excelling in that world. Battle rappers have been excelling in that world and changing the game over and over and over and over and over again. That like to have somebody come in from so far outside of it and have any kind of success to us, to people in this world, it's impossible. It's not going to fucking happen. No. It's Tom Cruise's mom's shoes. That's what it is. But again, it's like this ebb and flow of like what people in this scene think, what normal people think. Why aren't people in this scene normal people? What's wrong with us? I don't know. But I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to talk about Kratos and Hulk. I don't want to talk about Eminem doing a rap battle. Let's talk about Godzilla versus Cthulhu. Let's run that. Let's chop that fable. You know what I'm saying? That's way more interesting to me. Okay? Personally, I think Godzilla fucking washes Cthulhu because motherfucker got his head cracked by a boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Godzilla's jumping on boats to fucking beat the shit out of King Kong. Aircraft carriers and shit. What's he going to do? Somebody was saying, you'll suffocate him because he's a cephalopod. Homie, atomic breath to death. Blow a hole in you. And maybe if we were talking about like Yog Soloth or one of the other like more grand old ones, like the planet size old ones. But you're talking about fucking, you know, old Cthulhu. He ain't even the biggest thug in that pantheon. He's not fucking with Godzilla. Get out of here. But that's a way funner conversation to have. I'm intrigued by your opinion about Cthulhu versus Godzilla. That seems great to me. Lex had a list of fictional characters that can't be beaten. One was Popeye. I honestly think that Popeye and Kratos is a closer matchup. Popeye, if you were like Popeye and Kratos, I'm not just off rip. I'm not just giving that to Kratos, is all I'm saying. Because I've never seen Popeye lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, to me, that's more of a conversation to be having than Hulk versus Kratos, who, like, could be fighting Galactus if he had to. All right? Stop this. It's a dumb conversation. We're done. It is very thick in here, and I appreciate you mentioning that. Duck thick in this bitch. Good to see you, bud. We're all still alive in 2024, huh? They thought they killed us off, but they couldn't. They couldn't kill us off. And by they, I mean we. We couldn't kill us. Nope. Yeah. Godzilla with the 30, right, Ben? I'm serious. I'm so serious. And Arsenal, Arsenal as a concept. Arsenal as the man Arsenal can lose. I've seen it happen before. But the concept of Arsenal never lost. And when I say never lost, I mean N-E-V-A lost. I don't mean N-E-V-E-R. I mean never. And that, again, it's like we're talking about two different things. So, yeah. Agreed. Agreed or agree to disagree? Man, okay. Speaking of, we were talking shit about Goods the other day because he's a blogger and a shoe salesman now, and I thought that was pretty funny. And someone was like, I shouldn't be saying shit about Goods because I ain't on the level. Man, fuck you. All right. Woke up with a chip on my shoulder. I got millions of views in multiple battles on multiple different platforms. As a rapper who makes music, millions of views on multiple different songs as multiple different artists. Who the fuck doing that? Who else? So don't tell me what I can and can't do. Okay? And when people brought that fucking shitty notion to my fucking feed, trying to tell me that I ain't on level, I can't do this, this was my response immediately.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Because now, I will snatch every motherfucker birthday.
That's right. I will snatch every motherfucker birthday. Like Steven Seagal. I don't give a fuck. Every motherfucker birthday. Snatched. Because you want to bring that shit to my table. All right? No. Wrong. Get it out of here. Sick of it. Sick of it. Ooh, what dog like? Go! My motherfucking guy. Yo, it is wild right now. Damn. This is a stream right here. We got fucking Young Duck. Fucking everybody knows. The paranoias. All the regulars are in this bitch. This is something. We're out here on a fucking Friday. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, we're back. We're big back, baby. Actually, hit up Caustic earlier because I said Cody's coming through this weekend. He was supposed to come through last weekend. Didn't. My man's got a baby. Get off his back, all right? Get off his back. Get onto his dick. That's all I'm saying. So he can't just be leaving all the time. He lives pretty far away. But he's coming this weekend because we're going to watch fights. We're going to fucking do a little podcasty. We got some music business to discuss. Yeah. So Cody's coming through. We're going to podcast. I hit up Caustic. Third Strike podcast. That's what we're going for. Fucking video games all in your brains. So hopefully we'll get Caustic and Cody here tomorrow. That's the plan. Fingers crossed, right? At least one of the two. Maybe both. Maybe one Saturday, one Sunday. Who knows? Ryan probably going to come through as well. He's going to next weekend. If you want to come kick it next Friday, 1 week from today, homie, we will be at the Kirk White Memorial Battle Royale. Big Time Wrestling, Newark Pavilion. Get your tickets now. I'm going to be there with my man Gus Suggs, Lord Suggins. Dogs are dope in the building, raising money for pups in need, watching some incredible wrestling action at the Newark Pavilion. btwrestling.com. Get your tickets. But me and Ryan will be out here for this next Friday. But he's probably going to come through this weekend too. So it's an incredibly podcasty weekend in this bitch. Again, they can't stop us. We can't stop us. We're still alive. We don't die. Yeah. That's how I feel. So what's up? What's up? Caustic got to be about that Street Fighter 6. I believe he is about that Street Fighter 6. I believe he's also about that Third Strike. I see him talking about Tekken. I see him talking about Mortal Kombat. I think Caustic is just a fighting game enthusiast, and he operates on a much more serious level than like myself or Cody. Like Cody just plays Third Strike every day and has done so for the last however many years, an absurd amount of time playing the same video game. So just a mastery in that field. Me, I just like playing video games. I've never considered myself to be good at them. But I really like retro gaming because I don't feel like the same level of stress when playing those games. So I love 2D fighting games. Right now, the newest game I'm playing is King of Fighters 13 Global Match. Just beautiful. I don't think any game looks better than that. Street Fighter 6, like all 3D out, it's not my cup of tea compared to like that fucking just 2D sprite based beautiful shit, man. That's what I'm really geeking off of right now. So yeah, but you know, typically I'm playing older games like Garo, Mark of the Wolves, SNK versus Capcom 2, Millionaire Match Club. Let's get this shit. That's what I like to play. But I'm not good. Caustic is good and operating in a world where people are hella good. Like video, like tournaments and shit like that. So I really want to pick his brain about pause. Is that, do we pause that? I don't pause. It felt like pause. I'm gonna talk to him about what he's got going on with these video game tournaments and that world because it's very interesting to me. I just be watching like Justin Wong's channel sometime just to like watch him beat like bosses in games that I could never beat and shit. And I have no concept of like the technicality of it, but it's just really cool for me to watch. So yeah, it's a big motherfucking podcast weekend here on Counterproductive, and we're just gonna be doing a lot more of this. I don't know how many fucking live streams we've done this year so far, but I want to say a shitload, like a good ass amount. So that's tight. But you know, another 15 minutes or so. I'd like to fucking leave it open to y'all. You're gonna teach me how to play. Oh, you gonna train me? Pause. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know that I can be taught in any kind of a constructive way. I'm literally like trying to do the tutorial for fucking King of Fighters, and it's like the special move and then dust into another special move, and I can't fucking figure it out. Like, I know I'm bad at video games when I can't figure the tutorial out. Guilty Gear, like, love playing Guilty Gear, and it gets to a level where, like, once I get past the first, like, cutscene in the arcade mode or story mode, then I just get my ass kicked by the computer. So human beings are gonna fucking just degrade me in that shit. And I don't know if I need that. Virtual Fighter sick. I love all that shit. I love Project Justice or Rival Schools. That like 3D, that like kind of 3D fighting game. Fuck, that's so awesome with the kind of like shifting around mechanic and shit. My favorite fighting game ever, I think, is Tatsunoko versus Capcom, which is only for the Wii. But they have just the illest cast of characters, not only with the Tatsunoko fools, but like the Capcom characters they picked. They have Rival Schools homies in there. They have like random fucking, I forgot the chick's name with the big old cannon, but she's like from like some quiz game and shit. Just stuff you wouldn't typically see in a Capcom fighting game. I just love that game. And also it was the first game to have Morgan that didn't use the same Morgan sprite from Vampire Hunter or Darkstalkers or whatever. So like Darkstalkers, every time Morgan appeared in a game for like 10 years, they just used the same Morgan sprite. And sometimes it looks super janky, like in there with like SNK versus Capcom. It's like really like cleaner Ryu and then like this janky Morgan from 10 years prior or whatever. But they actually made like a 3D version or like a more 3D version of Morgan for Tatsunoko versus Capcom, which I thought was dope. And Morgan being like the sexiest cosplay bitch ever. Like if you ever go to a video game convention and you see a Morgan, damn, damn, what I wouldn't give to be a bat in that bitch's orbit. Come on, let's go. Fishnets, yes. Is my wife around? We good? We good, Cheryl? Don't tell my wife. Yeah. Yep. And Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's another new version of Morgan, but that came after Tatsunoko versus Capcom. But even in Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, they were still using the Darkstalkers sprite. So it's crazy. Yeah. Your boy is, your boy, this is what I'm like when I'm not dog shit high all the time. So you guys, most of your experiences and interactions with me through the internet and in person even have been with a version of myself that was just buried under a mountain of fucking weed and Fronto leaf. Just barely just peeking my eyes out through fucking nugs and Fronto and having, just controlled conversations by my own repressed emotions and a bit inability to communicate without being dog shit high in the world. And now I'm just here. I'm fucking dead ass sober, feeling high a lot of the time. Like, God damn, I feel like I'm high. Why do I feel like I'm high? But I'm not. I like nothing. I think someone was saying it's the reserves. Like my body's just like burning it off or whatever. I'll tell you what, still 19 days into this bitch, I'm still sweating through my clothes pretty much once or twice a day, having a hard time regulating my temperature. Every morning I wake up, fucking wring out my wife beater. It's gross. It's not tight. I'm hoping that stops at some point. I guess the dreams aren't going to stop, which is also not tight, but I could really just squash that with some gummies if I need to. And again, this isn't about being sober. Not that I don't feel like I've ever had a substance abuse problem, but I am pretty controlled and measured in my inhibitions or a desire to be high. Like I've never done cocaine. Like I've never fucking like, any cocaine in my entire life. Just always felt like I would like it way too much and then just spend all my money on it and very quickly be in a very bad place. And a lot of that has to do with like watching my friends and the most close people in my family be destroyed by not cocaine per se, but uppers in general. And I kind of just put everything in that category, which is probably for the better. It's probably better that I never made a distinction between like doing speed and doing cocaine. Because ultimately, a lot of the people that I knew that started doing cocaine ended up doing speed. And that's where their life fell apart. So good on me. But bro, not and heroin either. I never did any heroin. Although like I was never like smoking oxys or whatever, but I pop a thing, boy. Feel like $1 trillion bucks. You know what I mean? Off a perky, berserky. But also understand that like that's not a sustainable way to live. So like I never really developed any other drug habits, like shit I would do every day besides marijuana. And I started smoking weed when I was 10 years old, and we're approaching the longest I've ever went without weed right now. I think like um there was a couple trips that we went on where we couldn't really smoke weed. Uh like because we're in foreign countries where that's super fucking illegal. But for the most part, like I've never had to take a break from smoking weed. And even if when I did, it was always to quit tobacco. But now I realize that like I can't I can't do one without the other. I don't really even enjoy smoking weed without tobacco, so I'm not gonna do either for the foreseeable future. I don't know. I'm not gonna put a label on it in the sense that like I like the idea of being an old man smoking a joint on my farm. I really loved growing weed. Fuck, and some of the happiest times I've ever had in my life was growing weed in my backyard. Um, Love it. Fucking loved it. Love the way the plants smell in the morning, like the dew on coming off a weed plant. It's like that smell is intoxicating. And I'd like to grow weed again. And certainly when I have the only reason I'm not now is because I'm absolutely sure these dogs will fuck it up. And that would upset me to a degree that I'm just not prepared for. But when I have some property, I'm definitely going to be growing weed again, whether I smoke or not, just because I enjoy the process. So, yeah, maybe later in life I can make a return to cannabis in a way that doesn't involve tobacco and I won't feel like I'm being slighted. But right now, in my head, like the thought of smoking weed isn't appealing to me at all without tobacco. And the thought of smoking like a blunt, like a fucking just a nice tightly rolled Fronto is oh oof. I could bust. I could bust right here thinking about that. I could bust. Um and that's how I know I can't do it. It's not like I'm definitely not at like, ooh, it's gross. I can't believe I ever did that. Which is how I was when I quit smoking cigarettes. Like you quit smoking cigarettes and then after a month of it, you're like, fuck, man, this shit is gross. I can't believe I smelled like that walking around. But still, like I smell my neighbors smoking blunts all the time, and I'm like, you mother, want that? Can't have it. Got to operate with some kind of self control in the world. You know what I mean? No, I don't think. I don't think I'll ever go back to the dabs. I don't think I will. I just feel like it's excessive. Not even in the like how high you get sense, but like just the just I like the whole plant, man. I think that was the one thing about um making concentrates, I which I know nothing about, by the way. Um or ingesting concentrates. Like I always like I liked the process like scientifically and like what it looked like and what it smelled like, but at the end of the day, like you're taking a lot of the good out of it, you know? Like really like when you think about medicine as far as cannabis is concerned, what is the most effective medicine with regards to cannabis is RSO, which is whole plant. They take the whole plant and create this life-saving liquid with it. They don't just distill it to just the THC or just the CBD or just any element. It's the whole fucking plant that makes it so good. And like hash, the difference from what like we call hash here and what we consider to be hash, which is like, you're just stripping down those elements to like just the shit that gets you high. When you think about like hash and what that meant in like these countries in the Middle East that have been making this shit for hundreds upon hundreds of years, they are using the same like vats that they've been using for 500 years and like frozen goat milk and shit and like beating this shit. And like the complexity of that shit is you could taste it because like when we would go to Amsterdam and we smoked that hash, you could taste the difference because it was like all these plants over generations and generations all like coming together to make this thing, and it just felt more it's like a, you know, like a steak out of a cast iron skillet versus off a barbecue grill. You know what I mean? Like there's a different complexity to it. So I don't know if that makes sense. Live rosin. Yeah. I think like more just, you know, whole plant extraction is much more, conducive to creating something that I think is, healthy and like what people mean when they talk about like medical cannabis. And like my favorite time in like the whole in cannabis existence in my life was like the medical era. I feel like people had like a greater attention to detail uh with regards to creating the stuff. Whether it be concentrates or even like the plants that were grown, it was less about making money and more about making something that you could be proud of. You know what I mean? And I feel like that has kind of been stripped away in this world of recreational cannabis, which is kind of like, you know, it's disappointing. But at the same time, it's like that's the nature of the beast, right? Like anything, it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be uh, the thing you love as it becomes more popular. It kind of loses a little bit of its steam and complexity and maybe some of the things that you love about it. Except for maybe battle rap. Maybe that's the one thing that can't be ruined by popularity because it could never be popular enough to be ruined. Like there's always going to be like this, especially in this like world where people are concerned about the things that people say and like being PC and getting canceled, which I feel like we're moving way far away from. In fact, I feel like things are going to become more and more offensive over the next decade than they've ever been before. We're going to get like as a society, as a culture, things are going to become more divided, more racist, more angry, more hate fueled. And, you know, like, but what, like, when, you know, just in general, I don't think, and maybe battle rap will thrive in that world, but, there is also like a really nerdy element to it. Like people that, like rappers that like operate in the music industry will always consider battle rap to be kind of nerdy. The fan base will kind of have to be nerdy in order to like understand the complexity of it. And I don't think we're going back to like the dick joke era at any point. I don't think that's going to become more popular because people are becoming stupider and more racist. I don't think we're going to be going back to just like battling Chinese dudes and doing cat eating jokes. I don't think that's going to happen. Just because we've already been there, like we crossed that bridge already. But I do feel like battle rap has this unique ability to not be ruined by popularity just because it exists in this world where there's always going to be something that people will say about it that's negative, you know, whether it's like it's nerdy or it's vulgar or ain't no money in it, ain't no bitches, like all that is always going to serve to keep battle rap in a place where it can't be ruined by the our you know failing society, you know, in a world where we've made these people with no discernible talents famous. You know, I'm watching these clips on Twitter, on fucking Twitter, Elon Musk, you little bitch. I'm watching these clips and I'm seeing these people and they're like, this guy's fucking, you know, arguing with this guy, breaking this guy's phone, or this guy's getting punched in the face in a parking lot. And it's like, who the fuck are these people? I don't know any of these people. What are they famous for? And like, I say, okay, no discernible talents, right? Like people with no discernible talents are becoming famous in a way that they never should be. But that's not entirely true because there's millions of people with no discernible talent. What these people have that the average person doesn't have is that they don't have shame, that they are willing to debase themselves in a way that is entertaining to a large portion of society. And it's like hard to look away from. I mean, look, dude, that fucking flippity rippity Statue of Liberty shit got 10 million views today because it's so bad that everybody wants to look at it. You know, we're all like just staring at the car crash, you know, and it's just cars crashing left and right. And like, it's hard to, you know, focus on the flowers or the, you know, the beautiful sky when it's just dead bodies and car crashes and fucking, you know, straps and fucking all this bad shit all over the place. It's like, you want to focus on the good things, but the bad shit is so much more enthralling to us as a society that, like, of course these people with no shame have become, you know, celebrities or whatever. Of course, these people who are willing to make themselves look like fucking assholes, and their justification for it is money. It's like, oh, you know how much fucking money I make? You know how many streams I get? Like that will always be a justification for being a douchebag, for being a terrible person. Like, you can always just hang your hat on possessions and fucking, you know, your bank account, regardless of the fact that like nobody likes you, like really likes you. And in fact, people are watching you to watch you fail and to watch you lose. And we want to hear nothing more than these streamers, you know, hurting themselves, losing, falling from favor. This is what we want from these people. And ultimately, we're just like watching to see it happen and hoping that it does every single day. But we're still watching. It's pretty gross. It's a pretty gross world we live in. Yeah? Oh, flippity rippity Statue of Liberty is a way that we've always used to describe like overly syllable based rhyming. Like, it's a reason, there's a reason that like that people like, you know, like Logic and like even M to a degree, like there's a reason that like those people find themselves in a different category than people like Black Thought, you know what I mean? Or Makami, because like you talk about like lyrical, like if we just take that word, which is essentially a bad word now, like who's more lyrical than Black Thought? Nobody. As far as like someone using words to convey a message like in a unique way, like no one's doing it better than that dude. But we don't think about him as a fucking cheesy rapper because or we don't, he doesn't like fall under like the flippity rippity Statue of Liberty category because it's about more than combining syllables. It's about more than connecting words that rhyme. It's about finding a way to connect words that rhyme with intricate syllables that actually mean something, that have substance. You know what I mean? And like, that's again why I always gravitated towards the bars that are so simple that I'm amazed that myself or nobody else didn't come up with it. That to me is always way more amazing than like the most complex scheme, which is cool in its own right. But like that, I understand that. I understand the road you took to get there. What I don't understand is how someone could come up with something so simple, like in, you know, 2024 that nobody else has thought of, with 50, 60 years of people rapping and nobody thought to go that route. That to me is always going to be more impressive than flippity rippity Statue of Liberty, which is actually, I think, a lyric that my boy Johnny Five said in a Thunder Hut song. And that's where the flippity rippity Statue of Liberty thing came from, which is, to me, is just like the best way to describe that kind of music. So, all right, man, we did it. We did an hour. Good fucking times. Yeah. Sean Price, man, Prodigy. Like, yeah, you're talking about people like being lyrical, but not being a lyrical miracle. Very much so. I have no idea how Crazy Lokes is doing. Man, I hope Crazy Lokes made it out of the pandemic in one piece. I really do. I felt like that might have been a really hard time for a Crazy Lokes. You know what I mean? You really just hope that those kind of entities still exist. I heard somebody say a Jack Thriller bar today or yesterday or something, and I thought about Jack Thriller for the first time in a long time. Who was almost like a DJ Academics before DJ Academics. I don't know. Like, it's probably not a fair comparison. But talk about another person who's just like no discernible talent, really just a piece of shit, willing to debase himself in a way that other people aren't. And for that reason, he's a celebrity. That's the world we live in, y'all. Pretty embarrassing. But I'm fucking here with you, both in heart and mind. And I'm actively going to be working to make at least my little section of this fucking place we call a planet, our home, better. Better for people, but most importantly, better for dogs. Better for doggies. Because they are the ultimate symbol of unconditional love in a world filled with monsters and gross shit. Love you guys. Peace.